Well, this was not what I was expecting today. Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to American Life Farming. Our playthrough here on console. Now, I was all excited today because our crops are ready. Our wheat down here is all good to go. We can get in and harvest it, and we've got enough money. Just check the vehicles. Got enough money to buy our harvester. So I was all excited to get out here, get into this, and get into it. But late summer has come some summer rain, which is putting a little bit of a dampener on the works, so to speak. So I guess we can still get down to the shop. We can go and pick up our combine. I have decided what I'm going to get. I'm not going to tell you right now. But the other thing is we've actually been asked by the farmer who we did the spraying for in here to harvest this field for them. So doubly important that we go and get a combine, because they don't have any of their own gear that we can use. We actually need to get our own combine before we can do that. So I've said, yep, I'm just about to head down and pick up a combine, but I didn't know it was going to be raining. So hopefully we can get this rain to stop. It is forecast to finish early morning, but we'll have to wait for the crops to dry out before we can get in and harvest them as well. So we'll head down to the store. We will go and sort out our combine, get everything back here to the yard, and then I guess we'll just have to twiddle our thumbs, wait around for this rain to stop and the crops to dry up. So we'll take the F350 here, we'll go for a run down to the shop. Obviously we're going to have to drive the combine back ourselves, but it's not too far to go back and pick up the truck later. So we'll go and get this sorted out. But there's a lot of crops, when you look around, a lot of crops ready to harvest, which is good to see. There might be a lot of work for us coming up. Make sure we find this track in here. Right, let's get down here to the shop and get our combine bought. So last episode we talked about our combine options. We were looking here, the three case options there, the 1400, 1600 or the 4130. Or we had a couple of John Deeres here, the 94 series or the 95 series. General consensus was pretty split. The 4130 generally was out of favour because it's not an American model, it is Brazilian or South American. And I did want to use case combines. I haven't used them for a wee while. We've been sort of driving a few more John Deeres around, and I just thought it'd be a nice opportunity to pick up one of these older combines. Now, I've been looking, they're both the same slot count. I've got something we have to consider here on console. There's a slight difference, even though it says 280 horsepower. If we look in here at the base model, the 1620 is actually only 145 horsepower. And if I work backwards from our header and header trailer, we'll just go and have a look at those, and that will probably be what will dictate our price. But if we were to spend 115,000, 125,000 on a combine, it is going to leave us 35,000 to spend on a header and a trailer. Plus we also need to think about how we're going to get this grain moved around, so let's just go have a quick look at that. So just having a look here, we've got the 14 foot, 18 foot or 20 foot headers, which seem to be the most appropriate option for those combines we were looking at. I'd love to get the 18 foot header, the 20 foot for $6,000 more, so we'd be looking at $32,000 there. Doesn't leave us much change to get a trailer. And I believe the appropriate header trailer is in here as well if we just look through. So it's only $3,000. That's not a huge amount for the header trailer. And then we need to think a little bit about what we're going to do for a trailer. So we've got these couple of options here. There's the 82 Studios Logistics, the gooseneck tipper, which we could put on the back of our truck. There's the rigid dump trailer we could put behind one of the tractors. So they're only about $8,000. They're actually reasonably affordable. Also got these gravity wagons here. They're only 14,000 litres, so a small capacity, $11,000. We've got the Brent grain train here, 35,000 litres, but it's $32,000. So we may actually be forced into leasing something for trailer and hopefully being able to afford it to buy once we've got the contract finished or been able to sell some of our wheat as well. So a few things, so I'm just going to have a little bit of a think and decide what we're going to do. So I made my mind up and we have gone here for the 1400 series International Harvester. So it was the cheaper of the two. We did up-spec it to the 1480, which is the higher horsepower. So we could get 210 horsepower for cheaper, than what the we would have had to spend in the 1600 series to get the same horsepower. The only downside, obviously, it's not upgradable in the future. We're stuck with that as its maximum power. We've got the 18-foot header there, header trailer on the other side. And over here, we actually had a bit of a look and a bit of a chat, and we've leased this International Trainstar. Thought, actually, let's go for something that's got a decent capacity. We can move it around for a while. I'd love to be able to buy one of these and have it on the farm permanently in the future, but this one is just leased at the moment. It's left us $4,000, which is good. So hopefully after a few harvest contracts and getting our own wheat done, we will be able to maybe look at buying our own in the future, or see what else we can upgrade. So I'll get everything loaded up here. We'll get the header onto the trailer and get everything back up to the yard and wait for this rain to clear. So there we are, everything back here at the farm all tucked up in the shed for now. We'll keep it out of that rain until it is gone. So now, I guess it's the waiting game. The other thing, I would love to have harvested our field first, but I really want to be able to store the wheat, I think, and try and wait for the best price in seasons. So I think we're going to jump into this field. Now, if we need to harvest ours, we need a silo, which is something else I need to look at buying. We obviously need to get some money to do that first. So I think, hopefully, harvesting this field 15 behind us might be the income we need to be able to put a silo up somewhere here. I'm not sure where yet. We'll find some space. Might actually be in a good spot here in the trees with this track going through here. But let's just go and wait for this rain to clear, and hopefully the crops to dry up. So it's just gone midday. We're standing out here in this millet field, and I just thought I'd take a quick look with the sensor here and see what the moisture is like. It's still sitting around 21%. So I think we need to get that down to, I believe it's 19 from the top of my head. So hopefully another hour, hour and a half, we might be able to get in here and start harvesting. Now, it appears a lot of the crops around have been harvested. That one over just beyond us has been harvested since we were here this morning. And that is one bugbear I do have with the contracts, that they disappear very quickly. So just if I have a quick look in the contract here, there was earlier when I started, there was about 6 harvest contracts. They've all disappeared, and they go by 9 o'clock, so it's very difficult to pick up 1 or 2 harvest contracts in a day. Would be nice if they hung around until later in the afternoon or in the evening. But there is this baling contract which I'd really like to take on, which is to make some stylish bales, which I thought if we can get this done, we might pick that up to do in a later episode. But we'll just skip forward a little bit more time and hopefully get this crop moisture down. 1 hour later, we're out here and we are at 19%. The pesky moisture symbol's gone away from up the top there. So that means we can get out here and get started on some harvesting. So this is all very exciting. Get things rolled out and headers hooked up, things unfolded, and get cracked into it. Alright, so we'll just roll out here to the edge of the field. We'll drop the trailer off right about there. We should be able to back up here and get hooked up to the header and get started straight away. Now, I have moved the truck out already. It is parked just over behind us. I'll show you that in a second. Just get over here, get this header hooked up. Should probably turn the other way, but we'll just do a bit of a 3-point turn. And hopefully, we should be able to turn things on. There we go, get that cranked up. And get straight into harvesting. So this is quite exciting. Our first harvest in our own combine. Obviously we did the contract last time, but this is all our equipment, bar the truck. So I'm looking forward to getting through this and seeing how it all goes. It does look like we're going to fill up pretty quick. Remember, we did fertilise this field for the farmer once, so yields should be reasonably good. But we'll see how we go. I'll go around a couple of times. I might look at breaking it up into some smaller pieces, just so we're not having to run the truck back and forth for different ends of the field. We'll see how we go. We could actually cut across and take this little piece off on the end here. But I think while we're doing this might be a great opportunity to put this on a bit of a time lapse and get some harvesting done. So I will catch up with you probably for an update when we may be halfway through or 3/4 of the way through, possibly when we have to take our first load down to the sell point. So I'll see you then.
Play on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. And it doesn't even matter to me where I go, I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I I'm not heading for the stars, driving down this boulevard tonight. Yeah, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air.
So it's taken us a wee while, but that is our first truckload. Must be close to 45 minutes or so to get that all done. But what are we? Probably almost halfway across the field? Just take a quick look at the map and see if we can decide. Whew. Probably not even halfway, maybe, if you count that piece we did on the angle there. But we've still got a long way to go. See field 8 there, our field, sitting there waiting to harvest too. And I really want to go and jump into that, but we have this contract to do first. So just while we are here, I just need to check where we're delivering this load to. So it needs to go to the animal market grains, which I think is the one just down the road. Yes, it is, just down here, so not too far to go at all. So we'll get this load delivered, and then come back and carry on going with this harvest. I'm pleased we hired this truck, or leased this truck, rather than trying to do this with a 15 or 20,000 litre trailer. We would be going back and forth forever. Having 45,000 litre storage in the truck is certainly a bonus for us. It's all going pretty well. I'm very impressed with the combine. 6,500 litres almost in the hopper, so it's not too small. And now we've got the field opened up, we can get down and back without having to empty out. So we're being able to leave the truck at one end is certainly a lot more efficient. I think we go the same way this car is heading. Yes, we do. Just slow down, put on the brakes. There we go. We got around the corner, and then I think we can turn into this little track here on our right, and should be able to find our way into this sell point. This field on the right here, we actually cultivated that very early on. Alright, I think if we pull in over here, we should get the option to dump. There it is. Alright, let's get this all unloaded. So there we go. 44% transported, so at least another truckload probably, which we're certainly going to get without any worries. In fact, I wonder if I can just sneak down here and probably come into the top end of the field, and I might actually leave the truck up here at the top end of the field instead of at the bottom, so we don't have as far to go next time we need to unload. Yes, we can. We'll just sneak through here and along the track. So I'm going to open up another section like we had just done. So if the auger is on the right side of the combine, we kind of want to be parked somewhere like that, I think. Might be good. Alright, we'll leave the truck there. We'll go and jump back in the combine and carry on. I'm not going to carry on with the time lapse. I think we've probably done that to death with what we've done already, so I'm just going to carry on with this and get it done while off camera, and we'll come back to you very soon. Just a update here on progress. It has been a bit slow going, but we are getting there. We have just about another full load, so what we have in the combine now should load the truck up. So we'll just get that emptied out in here, which will get run down to the sell point, and then basically only got this little wedge in here, sort of these two little pieces that tuck up here either side of the trees. So not too much more to go, so we're just about there. It has certainly taken a lot longer than I expected. When I looked at the size of the field, I didn't think it was too bad for this size combine, but it's been a while since I've used one of this size on this size field, so it's been fun though. I've enjoyed it, and looking forward to getting it finished. There we go. Didn't quite have enough to fill the truck. How close are we? Oh, 170, 187 litres. So we'll run this down now, get it tipped out, see how much more of the contract we have left, and then come back and get it all finally finished off. Now I was having a quick look while I was harvesting there just to see where the best price for millet is at the moment, because obviously we will have some left over at the end that becomes ours. The sell point here was about $20 per 1,000 litres cheaper than the sell point on the other side of the map. So we'll see how many we end up, how many litres we end up with, whether it's worth running it all the way up the other end. We'll get this dumped out and see how much of the contract we have left to do. So we go 89% transported, so not too much left at all, which is good because there isn't actually that much left down in the field. So hopefully we do get a decent amount just to make it worthwhile. It is sort of not a pet peeve of mine, but always seems disproportionate the amount you can earn from a fertilising contract versus a harvesting or cultivating or planting contract. Prices really don't correlate to the amount of effort and work that's required, purely because of the fact if you're spreading fertiliser, whether it's liquid or dry, you can spread on such a wider area than you can with any of the other options really. So you can, while you have to pay for the product, you can cover it in a lot quicker time. But that's just the way it is, so we'll deal with it and we'll get this all finished off and see how much money we can make off it. So our last 2 or 3 passes just here, we've chopped out these 2 small pieces on the side here, and this has left us what should be this pass and then 2 more, I think, just looking at the width. We've got 11,500 litres sitting in the back of the truck, so if we can get, let's say, another might be another 4,500 litres here, that'll give us about 16,000 litres to take to the sell point and complete the contract. So I'm looking forward to hopefully making a little bit extra money off this on top of the contract payment we're going to get. But I'm actually more looking forward to crossing the road over there and getting into our wheat field, getting that chopped out. So I do want to get that done in this episode. Irrespective of how long it's taken us to do this harvest, that is certainly my focus, was to do that. So we'll finish this up here, make sure I maximise our width so we don't have to do too much. Well, there we go, actually, just popped up contract finished, so any money, any grain is ours. So that's fantastic. And just looking at the time there, it's just gone 3 o'clock, and if you remember, we started this just after 1 o'clock when the ground had dried out enough, the crop had dried out, so it has taken almost bang on 2 hours to get this all finished. So we'll get turned around up here at the end. This will be our last pass. Now I was planning to take the combine back up to the shed, but I think because we're right here and our field is just over the road, we'll just drive straight over there or make sure we don't get in anyone's way. Now I do as well want to, with the wheat, I want to keep our chaff, and we will collect the straw. We've obviously already got the trailer and the skid steer we can collect all that with. We don't have a baler, so that would be something else we'll have to take a look at and decide what we're going to do for that. But let's see if we can get all of this all picked up in one go. But I'm also planning, well, I was hoping that I can get that crop planted as soon as we've harvested the wheat. Even in the same day we were in today, we can get this crop harvested, baled and taken off, and then get straight in there and planting it, with the hope that with the geo that is on this map, the season's geo, we can get the winter crop put in, get it harvested, and still hit another planting season early in spring, or late spring actually. I think I had soybeans planned for that. It's just I'll just take a quick look just as we finish the field. So we'll get the header turned off. I'll go and empty that out, and while we're emptying the combine out, we'll just take a quick look at what I was trying to do. Got the auger out as we drive up here to the truck with almost 4,000 litres, so it's going to be about 15,500 litres, a little under that. That will be ours. Just having a look there, so I'd planned on doing wheat, barley and then soybeans. And if we have a look at the planting schedule, or planting calendar, you can see there we are in the first planting day for barley for winter. If we get it planted today, I'm hoping we can harvest it on day 1 of summer next season, which would leave us on the second planting day of soybeans. So if we can get 3 crops planted in 2 calendar seasons, I'll be very happy. So that's the plan, that's what we're going to try and do. So we'll get over there, we will get started on harvesting our wheat in just a minute, but we'll make sure we complete our contract first. So we've got 15,000 litres. There's about a $43 difference between this sell point and the one on the other side of the map, so that would equate to about a $600, $700 payout difference. I don't think that's quite worth the effort of driving all the way up the other end of the map to get that little bit extra, so we're just going to sell down here and get started on the wheat. Alright, let's get this tipped out and see how much money we're going to earn. $8,770 from the extra grain there, and once we get back over to our wheat field, we'll take a look at how much we got from the contract. So the contract payout there, $9,102. So if we take that, accept it, we've got $22,000 there. So that actually leaves me in a little bit of a pickle because it's not quite enough to purchase the silo I had planned. So we may have to look at either keeping the product in the truck for a little bit longer, possibly selling it straight away if it's worth it, or potentially dumping it on the ground in the shed, and then we'll have to pick it up when it comes time to sell it. So we'll take a look at all those options and figure out which is the best. But for now, I'm just going to cross straight across the road here, get the combine turned on, and get started on harvesting our own crops. Make sure we've got straw swath on. There we go, straw swath dropping. We're getting some straw down there, and we're getting started on harvesting. So this is most exciting, harvesting our own wheat. Already feel like it is yielding higher than that millet did, which is good. Not quite sure how it compares price wise, but we've parked the truck up on the far end of the field and already starting to wonder whether we'll make it all the way there or not. Fingers crossed, but we'll carry on and try and do a little bit of a montage of our first wheat harvest, or first harvest for our own crops. Bit of a milestone for the farm really, quite exciting. So making good progress through the field, not too much left to go. Just thought I'd take a quick look at our yield map. So interestingly enough, over near the road there on the left, we aren't getting quite as good a yields as we are through the middle here and on the other side. And I think I remember commenting on that, and if we take a look maybe when we're unloading at the soil map, I believe that the soil type nearer the road wasn't as good as the other side of the field. We put that down to possibly soil or debris being pushed off the side of the road when the road was being constructed, which might have had an impact on that. But we'll just take a quick look at it in a little bit more detail on the precision farming tab. And there you can see quite clearly we've got the silty clay on the roadside, got some loam through the middle and some sandy loam. And just if we have a look through there, it seems that the sandy loam through the middle, or the loam, sorry, the grey one, the loam in the middle is where we're yielding our highest, and obviously worst on the clay. So very interesting to keep an eye on that. Obviously we're stripping a lot of the nitrogen out by taking the crop off the field, so we'll have to look at what we need to do for planting the next crop in here, which is going to be the barley. The pH levels there, they still look reasonably good, so shouldn't need to put any more lime on at this stage. But only a couple more passes left here, Probably 3 maybe. We'll see how we go. But we'll get this all finished off and see how much wheat we ended up getting off the field. I did have a look at the prices. We're at around $500 at the moment. Looks like the maximum that Seasons predicts is in the middle of the winter. We are at the lowest of low points at the moment. So we're about $200 lower than what we could possibly get for it. So we'll do a quick calc and decide whether we need the money now more than saving it for getting a better price. But I've said it a few times, this combine's pretty cool. Really enjoyed using this one. It's a little bit smaller, not quite as wide a head as I have been used to on some of my other series. So while it's taken a bit longer, it has been a pleasure to use. So we'll just get turned around here, we'll get this last little few bits done and put a little wrap on the field. There we are, just running down the last pass in the field. So managed to get it all in the truck. There's still a little bit of capacity there. I think we can end up with just short of 40,000 litres total. So I think we will probably just go and get that sold straight away. I think we can make more use of having the money in the account now than if we were to hang on to it and wait for a better price in the middle of winter. So we'll just swing around here, we'll just flick the auger out here on the left. You should see it popping into view, just see it there. It's hard to judge where the header is. There we go, that's going into the truck. So we'll get this emptied out, we'll probably just leave the combine here. We could probably actually run it along the road back to the farm, put the heater on the trailer. In fact, I probably will do that. We'll put our flashes on and negotiate the road here. So let's look around, we look pretty clear. It's only a short little distance. Should have a pilot vehicle, but I can't see any cars coming, so we'll just sneak along here very quickly to the yard, go get things washed off, and then get back and get that grain sold. There we go, it feels good to give it a nice clean off there. It has performed admirably. Get it all ready for hopefully picking up some more contracts in the next day on American Life Farming. Once we get advanced another day in the seasons, we will be into autumn. So there still seems to be plenty of things to harvest on the map. We just take a quick look there. There's still quite a few crops that are still to come good. So hopefully we can pick up 1, if not 2 more harvesting contracts off those. We'll head back over, we'll grab the truck and go and get that grain sold, see how much we can make for it. Just pulling in down here at the same sell point where we were taking the millet a little bit earlier. We ended up with just on 36,000 litres of wheat, so pretty good yield off what was a relatively small field. But we'll get this emptied out. I'm predicting from the price getting about $22,000. Oh, not quite 20, 19,986. So not too bad for our yield off that field. We could take a quick look at what the analysis of that field was for us. In fact, how much we spent on preparing it and fertilizer and all those things, just once we get back up to the yard. Alright, so we've got the truck just parked in there. We'll keep hold of that. I know we are only leasing it, but it is going to be useful to keep, particularly if we can pick up some more contracts. The combine there, I've left the flashes on. We'll get in, get those turned off, and we'll also put this away in the shed so it's neatly tucked away, and hopefully we can get it in here with the heater on. Yep, nice fit. So there we go, that's all done, which is good. Now just taking a quick look here and see our yield analysis or economic analysis. We invested $5,300, we've spent $6,700 on that field. It's telling us we made a total earnings of $12,000, but I know I just delivered the crop for $19,000, so Something's a little bit off there. Not quite sure where it's getting that calculation from. But if we add another 7 grand, we've made about 12 grand after our expenses. So interesting to see that. But I'm going to call that a wrap today. Fantastic to have a combine of our own. Great to get our own crops harvested, and obviously to get this millet field cleared out and earn a little bit of money off that. We've obviously got a whole heap of straw to take care of next time, and I want to get in there and start getting our next crops planted. So we'll have to get the seeder out and get that all going. But thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed that, and I'll catch you in the next one.